anything over there. And if they were,
25 operating season ends in November.
So I was very surprised to hear that it was closing. And more importantly, the council member who oversees this district was very surprised. Even more importantly than her, the entire county was surprised. What was probably most disheartening for the people in this community is the level of disrespect. You know, the idea that we're just going to close this up and move on, even though we've been there for, you know, some 30 years, we're out, you know.
We know what the company is saying, but was there something else the county could have addressed to keep Six Flags there? And that part we don't know.
Yeah, but I think for you, this is somewhat personal. You want to make sure this community is taken care of.
I do. I think we all should. You know, Prince George's is a unique place. There isn't any place like it anywhere else in our country, you know, and it is a former slave state that is now an enclave to some of the richest African Americans in our country.
Where do you rank this for Prince George's County of the immediate crises they need to solve now?
I don't rank it higher than losing the commanders, but at least they knew they were going to lose the commanders. I mean, they didn't want to. You know, Governor Westmore was in that fight until the very end to try and keep that team there.
And the other third one that we've heard about is the FBI leaving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we met that discussion.
Not even coming. Not even coming.
It's true.
Right.
I'm pulling out on their commitment to rebuild build a new headquarters.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
But that one seems the most tenuous, right? I mean, we've had conversations in the newsroom sort of akin to, is that really going to happen? And the other thing they need to figure out, as every county in our area does, is job loss from federal jobs that may be eliminated.
Yeah, no, that's bigger than Six Flags. That's bigger than the commanders. That's bigger than the FBI, because it's federal work that created Prince George's County. The wealth that's there, the black wealth, is due in large part to the stability of federal work.
Who said it first? Who told you first that PG County was nothing but government make-work jobs? I said it first. And now their three biggest attractions, the Redskins, the FBI, and the Six Flags are leaving. Those are very big holes. And they just elected a black woman. Ain't no way in hell she gonna be able to fill them three big holes and run a city where the blacks and whites with money are getting the hell out of there. Hell, I've had people call in here from PG County. We've had people on the streams that they moved out of PG County, young people. Their boy lasagna killer, right? Like, these people can't solve their problem. Hell, they crazy. When I first moved to DC, I was living in Southview Apartments, not far from here. And it was a black lady that I was working with. I was working at the Howard Hughes Medical Institute. That's in Silver Spring, Silver Spring. And so she says to me, she asked me, she took a liking to me. She says, John, where do you live? I said, in PG in Southview, Oxon Hill. And she said, you need to move. I said, why? And she said, I'm new here. And I said, shit. I said, why? The rent's cheap. Rent's cheap to live out here. And she said, you're not going to be able to get a good job living out there. I said, what? What the fuck, what? And she said, when they see your address on your resume, and, you know, back in the day, these are like, you know, how to put your address on your resume and shit. And she like, they're not going to hire you. They're going to skip over your resume knowing that you're living in an area. This 25 years ago. And so it's always had a bad reputation. I worked in PG County. Miss Jelly Boy, I worked in PG County. Right? And it ain't that what we call it, Johnny? What do we call it? PG. And so these niggas, like, this is what you like, they have no capacity to solve their problem. So I was working in PG County right there in Largo. I can't remember what the hell the agency was, probably some make-work agency getting money from the federal government. Anyway, the first time you come onto the job, the orientation, the first thing they tell you is, do not say PG County. Do not say it. Prince George's. You cannot say PG County as a government worker or a contractor for PG County. They're so sensitive about it. Now, Montgomery County, they call this shit Moco, right? Yeah. They call it Moco. I've heard people call it Monkey County, right? Yeah. I bet you they don't have a problem with it because their image is intact. PG County, their image has been so bad for so long that they've tried their best to like focus on things that they can't change, what their employees will refer to it inside the building. But as soon as they walk out the building, PG County, that's what it is.
I feel like people need something right now. They need some good news. They need a big announcement that something's going to happen somewhere to give them some hope that things are going in the right direction.
You know, my hope is that the leaders of the county are able to get their footing. And I am hoping that they're going to have an amazing Cinderella story at the end of all of this.
You ever take a new job and realize there is a lot more? I can't help it. She's not used to some ones. She
Police that popped into my email, and I'm like, Six Flags is closing? I mean, is this real? Is this a joke? And it absolutely wasn't a joke. And
I broke you. I bet you. I bet all I got, right? I put it all on the line right now.
What's that?
I bet this white woman and this white man
Don't let them PG.
have never been to PG. Nigga, I'm gonna say that. Fuck that. Fuck, I ain't gonna say they don't live it. Nigga, I'm gonna say they never been there. Say what? What you think, Johnny? Do you think
You right, bro.
Hey, 90 said, what is this about? 90 said the richest black county has lost their three biggest, I guess you could say employers. One of them wasn't even there yet. They were begging it to come. That was the FBI. The FBI ain't moving out the ghetto ass PG County. And the Six Flags and the Washington Redskins either closed or moved to DC. And so they're trying to figure out, how do we fill this big black hole that we have created? They won't acknowledge they created it, but they did. And so most of the affluent blacks that used to live there, the affluent black government workers, they moved further out. They moved out to Charles County.
So hard to believe.
because this is an institution in Prince George's.
Now, this is like the equivalent of a white woman that lives in, let's just say, Marin County somewhere, talking about what goes on in East Oakland. She's never been to East Oakland. She would have no reason to ever go there, right? Or, something. Where does Nancy Pelosi live? In San Francisco. Some real nice area. And she's like, oh, I can't believe the amusement park closed. You would believe it if you ever been that motherfucker. Johnny boy, you believe it if you've seen it, believe it.
County. It's been there for 25 years.
Yeah.
So you've had the older folks who went there as kids. You have the middle-aged folks who take their kids there.
And now you got the YN. You see, nothing else else.
That's true.
You think, hey, anybody that was listening to her, the China man that said he did not want to go to PG County, did not want to live in Southeast DC, do you think he would take his children to Six Flags in PG County? Six Flags in PG County? Hell no. That shit more ghetto than Southeast.
You have teenagers who work there in the summer.
Yeah.
So this cuts across many different generations of people who've gone there, taken their kids there, and have worked there.
I keep trying to tell you, man, I did a stream, bro, called Negative Inheritance. Right? A negative inheritance.
Yeah,
Blacks
definitely got that.
are leaving a negative inheritance. Nigga, this shit might be unseen in mankind. Huh? Like, blacks are really creating an environment worse off for their children than they found it themselves. God damn.
Fucked up.
A negative inheritance, nigga. John Galt, don't use that. I might patent that shit. A negative fucking inheritance. Niggas are leaving a negative inheritance. I fucking own children. The grandma was able to go to Six Flags, but her grandchildren will not.
You close your eyes and think about Six Flags. What do you see or smell or taste? What's that memory for you?
I remember the first time I went, it was Wild World in the 80s. And I was so excited about going to this amusement park that I physically got sick.
Come on.
I had a serious headache. And I think I cut everybody's time short. We had to leave early. I just didn't get out enough, I think, as a kid. The other thing I remember,
But because it was that big of a deal.
it was a huge deal. And in some of the earlier commercials from the 80s, one of the girls from my elementary school was in the commercials.
God, I can't take these niggas. I can't take these niggas propagandizing and go on and on talking about how they used to be, nigga. It ain't where you from. It ain't when you were 2 years old. Don't tell me about your days of high school glory. They didn't go back where I met. Back in high school, nigga, I had all the bitches. Yeah, boy.
You ain't got
How about now, goddammit? How about now?
It's been a chaotic weekend at Six Flags in Prince George's County. The annual Fright Fest had to shut down early last night after crowds turned violent. We do want to warn you, some of the videos you see are violent to look at. Fox 5's Lindsay Watts here now more with that story. Lindsay.
Jacqueline, these videos have been really, really difficult to see because in many of them, we see these young women viciously attacking each other. In another video being shared online, you see people smashing out the windows of parked cars. Take a look.
Have mercy.
Police say not a
And you juxtapose that with this nigga.
I mean, it was a big
crazy
deal
shit.
when they opened Wild World. And at that time, it was like a reserve park. Ross Perot was somehow involved in this Prince George's County Reserve Park that then becomes Wild World, that everybody was flocking to this huge thing in Prince George's County that was right around the Beltway. I grew up in Beltsville. So it was just a huge deal to us to have this amusement park right there in Prince George's.
And it was busy.
Yes.
I mean, and you went every summer or what?
No, I wouldn't. I did not go every summer, but I went. I went often enough. You know, I split my time between there, going down to King's Dominion. For us, going to King's Dominion was
Nigga, that bitch went to King's Dominion. Do you know how far King's Dominion is?
advocate for Six Flags.
Bro, you know how fucking far King's Dominion
Different
is?
state.
That's that shit a long way, man. Who these lying ass niggas? See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I swear, oh God, if nothing else, I'm gonna break through these lying ass niggas. Their lies, they lie.
like going
They lie like a motherfucker. King's Dominion is a long
away because we were going to Virginia, and it's like
Practically Disney
Six
World.
Flags
Yeah, right.
is right there. So, but graduation, lots of kids would go for graduation. I mean, for my family, my oldest niece volunteered there for. No, she didn't volunteer. Let me restate that.
Yeah, right. This lying ass bitch. These black lying niggas and nigga bitches.
Oldest niece worked there.
I was going to say, what kind of charity is this?
It felt like volunteerism because she got to dress up in one of those, costumes. And so she was there for the Halloween fest. She was there, during the summer, and that was her summer.
I bet this bitch don't live in PG no more either. I bet that's you. Nigga, when the last time you been over there, motherfucker?
Job and
I mean, it's a part of the fabric.
yeah.
This big old heavy bitch. I know she got children, right? I know she got children. She got children, right? This big old heavy motherfucker. I know she got some children. And when's the last time she ever took her children over there?
So, have you brought your daughter?
How old is he? White man coming? He coming with. Woo! White man, stand up. Stand up, white man. You ain't got nothing left now. You nigga gonna tear it down. You might as well let it all out and open. Goddamn white man. Stand up, nigga. Stand up. That big old nigga ass grin on her face. Man, that's a good one, white man. That's a good one, white man. That's a good one. You always supposed to ask me that, white man. That was a good one. Judge, what you think this black bitch gonna say right here?
She gonna lie.
Yeah, the bitch might lie. Yeah, we go all the time. I moved to Fairfax County though, way out of Virginia, closer to King's Dominion. But yeah, we go back to PG all the time.
I mean, it's a part of the fabric.
Yeah.
So, have you brought your daughter?
I have not.
Okay. So, well, which means.
You know it's true. She told me the truth.
Okay, I'm done. Nigga, if we finish it, we done. Nigga, if we finish it, we done. Nigga, if we finish it, we done. Huh? Nigga, if we finish it, we done. Huh? Nigga, if we finish, if we fucking done. Nigga, I called it.